Hi there, Pisces. I'm EllaAradia, and welcome to your November 2025 Psychic Tarot reading. This reading is for my Pisces water signs, where we'll be exploring the overall energies and themes for the month ahead, as well as taking a deeper dive into how these might be playing out for you in your life. This is a general reading. It's going to resonate a little bit differently for all of you, but what I do find is there's always a shared theme that runs through the collective of all of you Pisces signs. So take what feels aligned to you and just leave the rest. And before we jump in, a big thank you to all of you who are supporting my channel by liking and subscribing. So if you enjoy this reading and you haven't already done that, please do. It helps the channel out a lot. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe, and then you can get notified when the next videos are up. So Pisces, let's jump in. I always like to just tune into the energies for a minute first before I start pulling cards, Pisces. I like to see what gets shown to me. I'm instantly seeing the words mixed signals, and I feel that many of you are dealing with somebody who is open, closed, back and forth, hot and cold, you know, these mixed signals, these mixed energies, and a real kind of lack of clarity as to, you know, where you stand, where is this going, hanging in there, you know, kind of waiting for, hoping that, you know, maybe something will change here, because I do feel that whoever this is, it's someone you care about, there's love there, and that makes it even more challenging sometimes. So with your overall energies, we have the Five of Cups, often a card of, you know, loss, regret, sadness, of disappointment, and looking back on the past. Now, for some of you, the person that you're dealing with, you know, you may be in a moment of separation. They may have, you know, closed off, taken a step back. They may have even walked away, because I really do feel like this real kind of like back and forth energy that's been going on. So this isn't a new thing. This is someone that, you know, you do have a little bit of history with. What lies in your most recent past, we have the Nine of Cups. Some of you may have, as I said, found yourselves single. And let's just look at the current energies. Yeah, the Nine of Swords, a lot of anxiety, worry, and I do feel like this strong energy here of, you know, going back over the past and you know, the playing things out in your mind. You know, if I had done this, if I had said that, maybe things would be different. So there is this huge sense of kind of loss and regret around, you know, what has recently gone down in the past. You know, that whatever has gone down with this person, whatever it is that has perhaps drawn to a close, or, you know, there is some kind of separation that's happened, a sense of loss. And let's just look at your feelings first. The Queen of Pentacles. That's your feelings towards this situation. And, you know, whoever this relates to, or for some of you, whatever this relates to, this is somebody that you still want to nurture and invest your energy into. But I do feel whatever has gone down has kind of left you feeling a little bit like you're on your own. I definitely feel that that has brought up some, you know, healing for you to work through. As the invitation of, you know, the Nine of Cups is about getting to a place where you're kind of feeling okay just with yourself. You know, it's a card of emotional contentment, and it's not the greatest card in a love reading in some cases, because it is the kind of energy of saying, I'm okay without you. But in this case, I feel that whatever that loss is of the Five of Cups, it's definitely triggered some healing in you to, face any fears or insecurities about perhaps being on your own around loss. And you've worked through a lot, but yet there's still, this anxiety and going back over the past, regret. What lies in your challenge is the Three of Cups. I'm already feeling like there might be a third-party influence here. The hidden influence is the Queen of Cups. So we've got two queens here, and do you know what I'm feeling about this is I feel like this is a connection which has been kind of off and on. It's someone that you still love. It's someone that you are still ready to, really pour your energies into. And I get the sense that, they may have another interest around them. Don't get hung up on the gender here. This can be male or female. But I get the sense of, perhaps a third party influence here. And, the Three of Cups, it is a card of reconciliation, but it can also indicate, somebody else in the picture here because there's three cups. I feel like you are dealing here with somebody who is unhealed. There are past traumas which they have not really worked through yet, because what I feel you are offering is something very real here, with this being your feelings. You're ready to really pour into this person and, invest and really give them your heart and really nurture this and nurture the connection in a way that it is for the long term. You're ready to give that commitment. And, sometimes when somebody is unhealed, they haven't dealt with their own issues from the past, their insecurities, their fears, any past traumas. Sometimes that can be, really quite challenging to open up to the kind of love of the Queen of Pentacles here, because it involves opening the heart. It involves allowing yourself to be seen, to be vulnerable, to connect more deeply. And so anything that's still in there that they have not dealt with from their past, if they have had heartbreak in their past, betrayal, or any kind of trauma, and they have not yet dealt with that, it can make it very, very challenging, for them to embrace something healthy and loving. And I feel like that's what you're dealing with here. And, you see the potential. There is some kind of bond here that I feel between the two of you. And you're ready to step up to that, but they to me just feel like they are just not quite there yet. And so there may be a third party influence around your person. And what it feels like to me, I think many of you have heard that saying, or they've dated down. What that really means is they've gone where it's emotionally safer, where they're not being challenged to grow. They're not being challenged to really open up, on a much deeper level. And that's really what dating down means. It means connecting to somebody else who doesn't challenge them in that way. And it's safer emotionally. But, on a much deeper level, it's because they have not kind of dealt with their issues here. And, you know, that's the challenge in this connection that I'm seeing. Your advice from the universe, the Eight of Cups. It's definitely a big question around that right now, Pisces. You know, should you stay? Should you go? Is it still worth to, you know, hold on here? Maybe something will change. Maybe they'll shift. But with this card being in the advice position, I feel like it is definitely to perhaps have a look at the potential of that, to go within, connect to your heart, and really ask that question to yourself. You know, is it time to perhaps move on? You know, the Eight of Cups is an emotional departure of some kind, and it represents, you know, sometimes someone leaving. It could be you, it could be your person. But it's also about, you know, walking away from, you know, what is no longer emotionally fulfilling for you, Pisces. And what lies in your outcome is the King of Pentacles. And I do feel that, you know, this is all about you really staying true to what you deserve, what you truly want, being willing to, you know, perhaps move on from, you know, what's no longer emotionally fulfilling for you. Because with your overall energies being the Five of Cups here, there are two cups still standing. And what I feel is, if you can really honor those things inside of yourselves, the two cups still standing are the hidden blessings. And to me, the hidden blessing is, you know, that in letting go of, you know, what no longer serves you in terms of, you know, what you truly deserve here, that hidden blessings will lead you to your King of Pentacles. And that's what I strongly feel here. So it feels like there are some tough decisions to make here. And, you know, the most important thing here is around, you know, not settling for less. And while we can give people time and space to grow, there does come a point where, you know, if nothing shifts, it could potentially be time to, you know, make that choice and move on, even if it is a little bit of a challenging one. So Pisces, I'm going to leave it there. If this reading resonated, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And as always, no matter what comes through in a reading, moving forward, always trust what feels right for you. So thanks so much for being here, and I wish you a great month ahead.